Hyundai channel. My name is Gabi.
And I'm Mike.
And today we are filming the 2023 Hyundai Elantra Luxury Hybrid. So the Hybrid is a $2,500 option above the regular luxury Elantra, and we think it is so worth it to spend that extra $2,500, of course, if it fits within your budget, to get the Hybrid. One, it's definitely more fuel efficient, and you get a couple extra safety features that really make a difference.
Yep.
But honestly, the fuel efficiency is the biggest seller for me. I think I would spend $5,000 for more.
Of course. MSRP on this exact model is $29,549. Fuel efficiency, 4.7 liters per 100 kilometers, mixed highway and city. So that is awesome. I could probably get that down to 3 the way I drive.
Yes. So depending on how you drive, this vehicle can be very efficient. Even if you do drive with a bit of a heavier foot, you're still going to get amazing fuel efficiency with this vehicle. The Elantra as is still an already very efficient vehicle. So we're going to do a full walkthrough of the exterior and the interior, and we'll talk about some of the mechanical aspects of the vehicle as well. We'll start off with our little intro though, so if you are watching in the future and you want to get into the walkthrough, skip to around the 3-minute mark, because we're going to chat for a second. All right, so we do these videos for 3 reasons, and we do them live every single day. So this is in real time, no notes, no teleprompter, just vibes, just going off vibes. Number 1, why we do these videos is you may own a Kia or Hyundai vehicle. We want to give you all the information there is to know about these vehicles, whether it be tips and tricks for ownership, where your features are, how you can shut them off, how they work, just about everything.
Yeah, number 2, if you're in the market for a vehicle, we obviously would like you to consider a Kia or a Hyundai, and obviously this is the best place to learn any and everything about a vehicle that you are interested in or want to compare to one of our competitors, and then lean towards us after.
Yes. And then number 3, we are a real dealership on top of a YouTube channel. We actually have 3 dealerships. So number 1 is Brantford Kia, where we film every day and where I physically work. So you can find me here every week, or every weekday, I guess. Number 2 is our Brantford Hyundai location, which is about 10 minutes down the street, so still in Brantford. And then we also have Owen Sound Hyundai, which is about probably an hour, 2 hours. I've never actually driven there.
About 2 hours up north. So, you know, in the winter time, if you're going skiing or snowboarding, stop by.
Maybe grab a car.
Yeah, maybe grab a car. If you're going up to a cottage, leave with a car.
Yeah, why not?
You know, it's that easy.
And of course, we will go into our full walkthrough right after we show you guys how you can join our next live video. So, you want to go to the Kia Hyundai channel on YouTube. It should look a little something like this. And then, as long as it's a weekday around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll see under our home tab or a live tab a video that says upcoming. From there, all you have to do is click on it. It'll load you in. You may have to watch an ad, maybe not. And then one of the reasons why we do these live videos is that we can see your live chat right over there. So if you guys are asking questions, letting us know anything, you can type it in there, and then once we're done our walkthrough, we'll come back here and answer your questions. Cam said, before we actually go through the walkthrough, I'll address this. So Cam said, don't consider nothing. They suck. They stole my Seltos out of my driveway, never buying a Kia again. So that was a hot topic. There was a trend in the States whenever there was a Kia vehicle with a key, like an actual key turn ignition, because there was no immobilizer standard in the vehicles in the US. However, in Canada, it has been standard since 2007, so that was never an issue here in Canada, and now all new Kia and Hyundai vehicles are being built standard with immobilizers in the States as well too. So it's no longer a running problem. Okay, let's get into the car. So
we didn't steal the car.
Sorry?
We didn't steal the car.
Yeah, we didn't steal your car.
Our criminals stole the car.
The vehicles, honestly, that was a very unfortunate situation. Of course, anyone can still steal a car if they really want to. However, the immobilizers, like I said, have been standard since 2007. I'm going to turn the car on first, or at least the lights, to show you guys what our headlight system looks like. And then one thing about the luxury hybrid is you get all the same features as just the regular luxury, plus an additional hybrid powertrain and a couple extra safety features that are more so in the rear of the vehicle that I'll talk about in a second. I didn't even turn the lights on. Oh my gosh.
Just waiting to be blinded.
Right?
There we go.
Okay, so you can tell we have a mix of LEDs and regular halogen lights. So this is actually a great mix if you think about it, because your halo lights actually do emit a little bit of heat, and that's going to melt snow and ice off in the winter. And then of course you still have that very bright, striking design of the LEDs that provide a bit of a sharper cutoff and more visibility. In the front grille of the vehicle, you'll see we got a dark chrome appearance. It looks absolutely stunning, very sporty looking, very futuristic and modern. And integrated into this front grille, sorry, I'm just slowly moving my way up, we have this radar sensor right down here. So this is an exceptional safety feature introduced by Hyundai, and this is for your forward collision avoidance, which also picks up pedestrians, cyclists, and works in junctions. So if you're making a left at a busy intersection, it'll pick up cars coming in the opposing lane and will warn you if there's a risk of a collision. Now, not only will it warn you, it'll actually brake for you, which is a fantastic thing. On top of that, this is also going to monitor the distance ahead of you as you're driving on the highway. So this vehicle has highway drive assist, which is essentially a navigation-based smart cruise control. And then if you're in the city, so not on the highway or a registered highway, you can still use your smart cruise control, and this vehicle will follow the distance ahead of you at a safe distance and take you all the way to complete stop and then back up to speed again. So it is stop and go cruise control. All right. Let's move up.
Wait, I had a good question. Someone asked if the sensor's there, where does the license plate holder go? Well, the mount would go just below it, right here, and then you have your plate over here. But it's a pretty thick plastic mount, so it's not like your plate's going to be shaking in the wind.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk a little bit about what's under the hood. Oh, don't worry about holding up.
Okay.
No. I'll hold this up. Very strong. Okay, so this is a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder GDI engine. You have a 32 kilowatt electric motor with this vehicle as well, so hence your hybrid. The horsepower is 139 and the torque is 195 pound-feet of torque. On top of that, you have a 6...
Whoa.
Guys, the car's over there.
The car's in here, guys.
What's happening?
Somebody looking for a car that's right here. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh my goodness.
We'll start your video any minute now.
It's right now.
Oh, that's fantastic.
There you go. Hey.
Hey, what's up? Okay, I got a car that's...
All right.
Like we said, we are a real dealership and we are working.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry if anyone's wearing headphones. That is horrible, but like I said, this is a live video, so stuff happens.
Yes.
I was scared for a second. I'm like, what did I do wrong? Is the panic button going on this car? All right, wheels. These are 17-inch alloy wheels, stunning mix of both lights and darks. You can see we have this glossy black in the more inner portion of the wheel, and then we have that beautiful aluminum design on the outside. Close this quickly, talk about our mirrors. So we do have an LED turn signal repeater or indicator on the outside of your mirror, and then on the flip side where the glass portion is, or mirror portion is I should say, we have our little indicator for our blind spot collision detection. So if there is a vehicle driving in your blind spot, either left or right, that little icon will light up. And then if I were to indicate a turn, either left or right, the vehicle will beep at me and will also revert me back into my originating lane if it detects the risk of a collision. Coming up to the back of the vehicle, we have these beautiful LED taillights, classic Elantra logo along the back. And then here's a fun thing, or a little bit hidden. Here is our release for our trunk. So give that a push as long as the car's unlocked, opens right up for you, and check out this trunk. There's a lot of space in here. You do have the ability to fold down your 2, or I guess 3 rear seats. You have 2 pull tabs right over here for your left and right side. We'll look underneath, and we have a compact spare tire. So if you're comparing this vehicle to the Kia Forte, which is essentially the sister vehicle, similar powertrains, except for the hybrid, we don't get a hybrid. We also don't get a compact spare tire at Kia. So nice little safety bonus there.
I've got a question. I did see your question, Avi. He's asking about all the orange wiring and tubing in the engine.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
hybrid components.
Exactly,
Yes.
hybrid components. So you'll only find that in hybrid vehicles, PHEVs, HEVs.
Hybrid.
Yeah, there.
All right. I did mention that we do have a couple extra safety features located in the back of this vehicle that we don't have on the regular luxury or any other trim levels of the Hyundai Elantra, except for whatever's above, so the N line. And that is these rear parking sensors that also work for your parking collision avoidance. So essentially, if you're driving this vehicle or reversing out of a parking lot at, say, a busy, sorry, there's going to be a lot of noise for a second, a busy area like a mall or the grocery store, this vehicle is going to pick up if anybody's coming from the left or right side. It'll alert you with a beep inside the cabin, but it'll also stop you. So if I keep reversing and I don't notice that someone's out there and I'm not paying attention to my audible alerts, this car will literally hit the brakes for me and stop an emergency collision. It's a great feature to have. It can be a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie, because the car just stops, but seriously, so great, because there's so many instances that when you're in a smaller car like this, you may not be able to see anybody coming.
Yeah.
We have also tried that out. So like I said, we've done a video on just about everything Kia and Hyundai related. I tried hitting my general manager, so Tim Gross. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you definitely know who he is. I tried so hard to run him over with the car. This car would not let me do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we didn't try with the Elantra, but one of our Kia vehicles that have the same features equipped. Now, before I hop in, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the windshield. More specifically, the camera that's located right smack dab in the center. This camera is going to monitor the lanes ahead of you, so whether you're driving in the city or the highway, it's going to pick up your lane markers, keep you centered in your lane. You have two separate safety settings that work with that same camera. One's called lane keep assist, one's lane follow assist. They're very similar but very different. You may love one, hate the other one, you may hate them both. You can turn them both off, and I'll talk more about them inside.
Yes, that's Tim Avi. He's just asking like the question. Don't worry about it.
All right. For your interior, you have a beautiful leather seating surface. You have heated seats for both the driver and passenger and 3 different levels for both. You got a nice design, I would say, on the bolsterings of the seats as well, too. It looks very luxurious, as the name suggests. These seats are super comfy. One thing they are, though, that doesn't really scream luxury to me is they're both manual. I wish Hyundai would introduce power seats into this trim level. However, they're still super easy to adjust and super comfortable. We'll talk about the door for a second, so I'm just going to stand back and let Mike show you guys. For our sound system, you have a premium audio system, and it is Bose in this vehicle. If you know me, you know I love a Bose premium sound system. You can still configure the settings to be perfect to whatever you like to listen to or how you like to listen to your music. On top of that, we have an express up and down window with obstacle detection for the driver, and then of course the rest of your windows are powered. You also have your mirror controls and your door locks right over there. Okay, I'm going to hop in now and talk a little bit more. Lots of talking. On the left side over here, we have our button for our brightness adjustment. So if you find that your digital gauge cluster and center screen are a bit too bright for you at nighttime or too dim during the day, you can quickly adjust the brightness. You also have a 12-volt battery reset, a quick button for your lane keep assist. So this is where you'll go to turn it on or off quickly, and then your traction control. We get a lot of questions about this and what it is. It doesn't do anything. It just looks pretty.
It's a placeholder, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. So
it's going to do something eventually.
It will. Yes. People thought, is it a clock? Is it whatever? I'm like, no, it's just there as a placeholder.
It's just a thing. I would love to have it as a phone mount, even though this is an awkward spot, but
like one of those magnetic or those sticky
wireless
ones.
charger or something, but it's in a really horrible spot for that, so maybe not. For our steering wheel, I absolutely love the steering wheel. Again, if you've seen any of our videos and we're filming anything Hyundai with this wheel, so comfortable to hold. No one really thinks about the comfort of a steering wheel until you're driving the car like this, which has an amazing wheel. It's leather wrapped and fully heated, so no matter how you like to drive, all the touch points are heated, which is very nice in the winter. On the very left side, we have our Bluetooth and media controls. So voice commands right over here, your volume control, as well as your phone, so to answer or decline a call, and then mode to cycle between your media modes. On the right side, we have some driver assistance. So there is your button to cycle between your main menus on the gauge cluster. So I'm going to press this down and pay attention to the middle portion. There we go. All right, so we have our navigation, our energy flow, which you can also cycle and show your drive info, so your fuel efficiency, your trip info, everything, and your tire pressure, as well as your engine temperature and your drive mode. We also have our lane assist here, and once again, our navigation. Now moving on to the right side, we have our button to turn on our cruise control. The toggles to set your speed, you can just push them up or down, or press it down to pause it. And then we have our following distance. So Hyundai gives you 4 preset following distances for the Elantra. And then we have our steering assistant. So this is gonna not only keep you centered in your lane, but see the upcoming curves ahead of the road and follow the curves for you. So it's a predictive lane assist system. This one's more, it kind of ping pongs you in your lane. So once you start to verge too much to the left, it'll beep at you and then revert you back into the center. So kind of, I don't know, I like this one, I don't like that one. So I really appreciate how you can turn one off, have the other on, or flip them both off, or have them both on. It's really customizable. And super easy to change if you don't like it. Now I'll have Mike join me in the passenger side and we'll talk a little bit more about what's in the center.
Do I do what, Abby?
Huh?
No, Abby asked, do I do it, broski? I'm like, what does that mean? Okay, here we go.
All right. So At first glance, you'll notice we are quite blocked off. The passenger is definitely a little bit separated in this vehicle from this arm that kind of separates the console. Now, Mike, how do you feel about this?
I don't know. It depends who's driving.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to step out for just a second, and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Mike, talk about this.
Yeah. You know what? As a driver, I do like that because I like something to hold on to with my right arm while I'm making sharp left turns. But, as a passenger, it kind of feels like you're kind of, I don't know, like we're in a spaceship or something, and this is kind of like my section. Something really cool though is I love, and they just put them in the newer models like the 23 Palisade Ultimate and such, are the interior LED strip here in the dash. So it looks really sharp, really cool. I noticed it the first time I turned on the car, and the difference between this and the Elantra and let's say the Palisade Ultimate and everything is that you notice it during the daytime, which is really cool. Whereas in the other ones, I only see it when it's kind of dim or it's nighttime.
Sorry, I had to sneeze. Oh my gosh.
Gonna be worse than that horn going off.
Yeah, oh my god, what a live this has been.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you spoke a little bit about this, a little bit about the ambient lighting, right?
Yeah.
Did you mention that the ambient lights can change colors?
No.
No, they change colors.
Yeah.
You get a ton of options to choose from, so let's go to that menu.
And like I said before, this is like a showstopper. People notice right away the ambient lighting in the car. So.
I think any vehicle with ambient lighting, it's so nice to be in, especially at nighttime. Listening to music, especially with this premium audio system, it just sets a really, really nice mood. Under color, you can select either from a color wheel or one of Hyundai's presets. So you get a bunch of presets there. The color wheel is where things can get really custom though. You choose whatever you like and you see it change just below.
Yeah.
All right.
You can also customize it so that it changes with your drive mode.
Yeah.
And it kind of just really puts you in I like to call it the Batman feature because you put it in sport and it will go red, as same thing with your clusters and everything
This
too.
is the true Batmobile.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I did say we have fully digital screens earlier, but I'll talk about the size. So you get two or dual 10.25-inch displays, fully digital gauge cluster. This, of course, isn't a touchpad, but it's super informative. Of course, you get your digital speedometer, digital tachometer, as well as your distance to empty fuel reading. Your instant fuel reading, which right now it's reading not that great because this vehicle was idling, and honestly, it hasn't been driven the best. It's our test drive car, so some people really punch it, some people take it easy. It really depends on the person. And then on our main screen here, this is your center touch screen. You have built-in navigation, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is wired, but it does take up the full screen, which is very nice. It looks absolutely seamless. We have a hybrid menu, which is going to give you all your hybrid driving information. And you can see we can also split the screen if you want to see a little bit of your navigation, your time, your compass, even weather. So this will show your energy flow. Once you're actually driving, it'll show where the power is coming from. So if it's charging or you're coasting, you're going to see a lot of power go back into your battery. If you're really, really flooring it to get onto the highway, you'll see a lot of power coming from the engine component. You also have your fuel economy here and your electric motor use. This vehicle, of course, you don't have to plug in. It's just a regular hybrid, so you put gas in it, and the electric motor works with your gasoline engine to be a true hybrid. They're working together, right? We also have a menu for our climate if you don't want to use your actual physical climate panel, which is located right down here. It is dual zone climate control, which means I can set my temperature and Mike can have his set separately, or we can sync it. You can manually control the fan speeds with these fan buttons here, or you can set it to auto, which means if I have 17 degrees set, I have 3 different auto intensity options to choose from. You also have a heated steering wheel, your heated seats like I mentioned, your airflow or air direction, and as well as your front and rear defrost. Just below that, we have a 12 volt for charging. Sorry, this portion is always awkward to film. A center USB, this is what you're going to use for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And then on the very right, we have a USB for charging. So that's going to be your faster charging option. Moving to our transmission panel, or actually just in front of our transmission panel, this area here, which you guys will probably not be able to see, is a wireless phone charger. So you drop your phone in there. As long as your phone's compatible with inductive charging, it'll charge without a cord, which is great if you're forgetful like me. All right, now we got our gear shift. Like I said, it's a 6-speed automatic transmission. You do get the option to manually select your gears if you'd like by using this. So you can tip it over to the left in D and then upshift or downshift. Move it back to park though. Right above here, I don't think the lettering is going to pick up on camera, but we do have our drive mode select button. So once I press this, I could choose between Hyundai's preset drive modes, and it shows up on your digital gauge cluster here, so you can easily see what mode you're in. You get normal, sport, check out how the clusters change, and then smart. So normal, of course, is going to be a nice, efficient, fuel-efficient way to drive. It's not going to feel overly peppy, but it's definitely not sluggish by any means. Sport is going to give you more power. It's going to consume a little bit more fuel, though, and then smart is just going to adapt to what you're doing. So if you're taking it nice and easy in the city, it's going to be very fuel-efficient, but as you give it more power to pass somebody or to get on the highway, it'll temporarily switch you into sport. Just below that, we have our camera button. So when I press this down, it's going to automatically pull up my camera, and right now it's very, very dirty, but it's usually a very...
I'll go give it a wipe.
Oh, don't worry.
No, I'm already up. It's already happening.
Well, beautiful parking camera. You can see Mike over there.
Oh, you know what it is? The sticker.
Oh, there you go. So look how high quality it is. You can see our little charger over there. You can see all our controls, the cars in the very back. I know our video quality is not that good. Honestly, I think the camera quality for backup cameras is better than our live video quality, and that is saying something. All right. And over here on this panel, I'm not too sure how well it'll pick up, but if you see those little icons there, that is for your rear parking sensors. So right now, nothing's triggering them, but if I were to reverse closer to the wall, they would start lighting up in either green, yellow, or red to show me how close I am. We also have an electronic parking brake and the fantastic auto hold feature, which holds you at a complete stop when you fully depress the brake pedal. So this is great if you're waiting in a drive-thru, if you're waiting to pick somebody up on the side of the road, whatever it could be. I absolutely love it, and it releases when you hit the gas. Cup holders are super cool in this vehicle because they are very deep. This is great if you frequently carry around those like big, tall Starbucks cups or just any sort of larger tumbler. You can also pick this up and switch it to make them shorter cup holders, so your more average size cup holder. Check that out. Super easy to do. Switches super easily. It just pops right back into place. We have our center console right over here. Pretty spacious. It's a center console.
Got a 6-inch sub in there.
Yeah. And then we also have our glove box, which is full of manuals.
And there's that plate mount I was talking about that would go right under the sensor in the front.
Yep. One more thing before we hop in the back, we'll talk about the sunroof. So you get this beautiful power sunroof. It's quite wide. You can either open it all the way to the back. Little extra bonus. Little extra bonus. Oh my gosh. Or you can have it tilted up if you just want a little bit of airflow, but not too much air getting into the car. And sorry, one more thing before we hop in the back. This vehicle does have Hyundai's Blue Link system, which is essentially an app on your phone that lets you start your car, check its status, check where it is, check if it's due for service, lock your car, unlock your car. It even tells you when you forget to lock your car. So if you're like me, every time I step into the work building, I get a notification on my phone saying, your Forte's unlocked. You press the little notification, it locks it for you. You don't even have to walk back out there and lock it yourself. I love it. We also have our SOS button. So this vehicle will automatically call emergency services if it detects you've been in a collision, or if you just need emergency services for whatever reason, you can press that. And then you have your tow truck button. Hyundai gives you 5 years, unlimited kilometers of roadside assistance in North America, free of charge, with a new vehicle, which is great. Right, let's hop in the back now.
Yep. And another question from Avi, I'll answer. Yes, we will take a trade-in, even if you have some mods to it. You know, we'll take a look at it. So it doesn't, you know, you got some rims on it, you got whatever else on it you have. Yes, we
Hopefully
definitely
they're
will.
tasteful mods.
Yes.
All right. Back here, I don't know if you guys can tell, there's so much room here. I already had my seat pretty far back just because we were filming and I wanted to show you guys everything. But seriously, there's a lot of room here for a compact car. For my knees, I mean, that's a whole forearm. That's an entire forearm. And I have long arms. For our feet, there's tons of room underneath the seat, especially if you're wearing flat shoes, not heels. There's lots of room to put your feet there. The seats themselves are quite wide as well, so I don't feel like I'm spilling into the center seat at all. I'm not too close to anybody else. Mind you, there's no one else in this car, so it's fine. In the center, we have this cup holder armrest, so it folds down. You can put your drinks in here or just use it for some nice relaxation for your arms. And like I mentioned, these seats do fold down, so you can have these guys together in a 60 split or this one separately in a 40 and still have someone sitting back here. You also have car seat anchors in the very back of the seats, or integrated into the seats. There is no USBs or any sort of technology back here per se, but you do have either the Apple CarPlay USB in the very front or the charging USB plus that wireless phone charger. So as long as you're okay with your phone being up there charging, you still have ways to charge in this vehicle. There is lighting back here as well, so regular bulbs. Yeah, it's just a very, very spacious back seat. All right, let's answer some questions, Mike.
Built efficient.
I'd say the Elantra is definitely a driver's car.
Yeah, like hence that bar in the middle there,
Yeah.
right, for the driver.
Somebody asked, Brad asked if there was a sunglass holder, and no, there's no sunglass holder.
No. With my glasses. I don't know, because I don't have a holder.
MG said, will I get air back there? So yes, air still does travel back there. There are no air vents per se, but it does.
But the air in the front is super strong too, yeah, and it's small enough. Usually when I have someone in the back, or let's say when I take it home and I have my kids, on the left side and the right side, I'll angle that air vent so it wraps around the back. So a little trick there for you guys.
Stonesworthy said, Stones Sword TV. Question, would this vehicle be good for Uber or DoorDash driving? I would say it would be excellent for both. Obviously,
Yeah.
very, very fuel efficient, good space back there if you are doing Uber and you're carrying passengers. If you're just carrying food though, I mean, still.
Anything. I can actually say, so I live in the city, and 7 out of 10 times it's a Hyundai that comes by.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's a Hyundai, like an Elantra, or usually that, or a Tucson I get sometimes too, but most of the times it is a Hyundai.
He also said, will I get a 5-star rating? I think on the car itself, definitely. As a driver, depends on you.
Yeah, exactly. You got Werther's Original in the back?
Yeah.
And a bottle of water, you'll get a 5-star from me. And a charger. You have a charger.
I'm going to scroll up at the top and see what we missed.
And hi to everyone that acknowledges us and says hi.
Yes, hello.
Gabi and Mike. It's awesome.
So you already answered AB's question about the radar sensor and the license plate. Let's see. My alarm system on my Mazda GS Sport hatchback is very sensitive. It goes off even if your fingers aren't holding the fob correctly. So Mazda's keys, the older ones, the super, super skinny ones, oh my gosh. The batteries die so quickly.
Yeah?
And they're just so tiny. I'm worried about like breaking it or pressing the wrong button. They're very, very small keys. Let's see.
I said yes, that's Tim. That was the question.
Watch Gabi talk about how the doors flow into the interior. I didn't say that this time.
But they do.
They do, yes. Let's see. Oh, he literally said, oh my gosh, Gabi didn't say the door panel flows. Okay.
They're starting to know the patterns, our patterns.
Someone said, will they tell you it's a test car? Probably no. So yes, we do. Whenever we have a vehicle that's being sold as a demo or a previous test drive vehicle, we always disclose it, and then of course you'd see the mileage on it. But a majority of our vehicles that come in are brand new, sold. So they sell before they get here, so no one drives it.
And you don't even have to wait. I mean, like, I manage the marketing, obviously, for Brantford Hyundai primarily, and I know here too as well. We actually indicate online that it's a demo vehicle. So even before you come in, you're not going to get that surprise. It's a demo vehicle. You're going to be able to know that online before you see it.
Brad said, hey, look at that motorcycle in the room. Yes, so that is a Harley. It is our sales manager, Garth's bike. It literally just started raining a couple minutes ago, so we pulled it in.
Or it was going to rain. It didn't rain.
I guess it stopped.
It just passed by us.
Christian said, hey there, I'm a bit late. Christian, thanks for joining us. It's always nice to have you on our live. Let's see.
We have the usual suspects.
The usual suspects, yeah.
Abby, Christian.
So we already answered the question about trade-in. If we buy tuned cars, and the answer is we'll buy anything really. We bought Sea-Doos.
Oh, I saw someone say hi from Morocco. That's awesome.
Ooh, nice.
That's
Hello.
awesome.
He also asked if any of us have a motorcycle. And no to street bikes. We do have a dirt bike, but
I used to drive a ZX6R Ninja, Kawasaki Ninja, and my wife said, you're trading that in for an engagement ring. So I did. But mine was nice. It was that beautiful Kawasaki green, white rims, white leather seats. I was the first person to put LEDs, like in the wheels and everything too. Yeah, I was cheesy like that.
Hey, Mike, please answer this. Do you trade in modified performance or appearance cars? We already answered that.
Yeah, I answered it. I think I answered. I stopped. I interrupted you to answer every one of Abby's questions.
Yeah, I was asking the good questions, but does this have adaptive cruise control, and do you have to keep holding the wheel, and will it stop and go? So yes, it does have smart cruise control, and then it has the one step up, which is highway drive assist, which just means if you're driving on a registered highway, it knows the speed limit of the road if there's a curve in the road. And to answer your question, yes, it will stop if the vehicle ahead of you has stopped or slowed down. So no matter what preset distance you chose, there's 4 different options from furthest to closest. If you stop, it's going to stop you at a safe distance. Also, to answer your question about the steering wheel, it will alert you. I believe it's 10 or 15 seconds if your hands are off the wheel or detects no driver attention. It'll give you a warning. It gives you 2 warnings before it shuts off the system, but it beeps at you too, so you're not just going to be, whoa, what the heck just happened?
Yeah, and it will make
warns
you
you
put
a
your
couple
hands
times.
back on it, so you give it a little shake.
Yeah.
Well, I love this steering wheel because I just kind of rest my hand on there, and when it says that, I just, give it a little movement.
Well, honestly, just keeping your hand on it and slightly giving just a
So
little
it
bit
just
of pressure
knows,
is
yeah.
enough, yeah. Does it have a crash avoidance or pedestrian collision avoidance? Yes, so we spoke about that at the beginning of this video. It has pedestrian collision avoidance, cyclist collision avoidance, junction collision avoidance, and of course, vehicle collision avoidance. I have smart cruise control on my car. The brake pedal abuse, it beeps.
Typo?
I'm not sure. And then MSRP. So you touched on the MSRP at the beginning of this video. Do you remember it?
Oh, yeah, I remember it because I put it on my phone real quick, but I think I said it was $29,549.
Yes. Mike, look at my message above, bro. Come on, Mike, answer my question. What?
That's just confusing me.
Help a loyal fan out. I don't see any other message. You
Yeah.
asked about the performance cars, but that's it. I think we should probably get closer to ending up. Yeah, we're already at 30 minutes. So we should end off today's video. We'll give you the summary. So 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine, 32 kilowatt electric motor, working together with that engine to give you your hybrid, of course. This vehicle is $2,500 more expensive than the regular luxury Elantra, which in our opinion, I think it's totally worth it with the fuel savings.
4.6 liters
yes.
per 100 kilometers, city and highway mix. And again, $29,595 MSRP.
Yep, great safety features. Be sure to watch our interior and exterior portion of the walkthrough to see. We'll point everything out. And if you have headphones, I'm so sorry for what you witnessed. Okay,
Yeah.
All right, have a good rest of your day, everybody. Bye-bye.